Wednesday, May the 26th, 2021. Currently 4 minutes past the 9 o'clock hour. I am James. You are you. We are here for the midweek edition of what? Of course, it's At Home with James. When I say we have got a lot of show to get to, that is not an exaggeration. It is not an understatement. It is certainly not a hyperbolic comment. I am ready to get started. Why? Why are you asking yourself, James? Why did you start this show so early? It's because I am fired up. I am primed. I am ready to go for a variety of reasons. If you were not here this past Monday, you missed a declaration. You missed a promise that I made to you, the audience, the fan base, the friends, whatever you want to call yourselves. I promised that I would, in my best efforts, become a more, how would you say, positive, upbeat, outgoing host, less cranky, less curmudgeon-y, less crusty. And I think that I achieved that. Was it uncomfortable for the full 60 minutes? Yes, I wouldn't lie to you. Being this way does not come, as people would say, easy to me. I am used to being at a far more toned down state of mind with vocal delivery. Now I know that I can get loud on the show and it sounds excitable, but more often than not, I'm generally irritated or frustrated, even while hosting a show that has afforded me nothing but joy and happiness for the past 200 plus episodes. And that leads me to my first point tonight. Why are you happy, James? This Monday, we're going to hit episode 250. No, I am not going to turn it into a great big event. That is the other promise that I made myself. James, you can't keep making every episode that is a little special, very special. We celebrated episode 200. We celebrated the 1-year anniversary. We celebrated the awards. Maybe we'll keep it a nice casual night this coming Monday. But why would I be excited? Well, it's because tonight I'm putting myself to the test. Once again, I'm going to do everything within my power to stay friendly and fresh-faced. And may I say, I believe from you to me and from me to you, I'm looking quite handsome tonight. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's this new way of living. But when I say I'm giving myself a test, I'm giving myself a test. First of all, if you are new to the show or you haven't been watching in some time, you may or may not know that over the past month, I have been receiving threatening mail. It began many weeks ago with this postcard. It is a group of people on fire with a face in the sky looking down ominously and a chiseled man. On the back of the postcard, it reads, "Roses are red, violets are red. I set your family on fire. XOXO. If you don't believe me, once again, here it is. The proof, as they say, is in the pudding." Some weeks later, I received a far less glamorous piece of mail. It was a folded piece of paper that reads, "Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm always watching to see what you'll do. XOXO." To add insult to injury, in the envelope was 25 to 35 cut out eyeball drawings, each and every eyeball unique in their own right. Now, throughout the period of time in which I had been receiving this mail, I did some undercover work on this show because I believe that whomever is sending me this mail is watching this show. That last piece of mail tipped me off. No matter what you do, I'm watching to see what you'll do. I believe this person is a viewer. This week, I received this in the mail. It is a package, and I certainly don't believe it is a care package. As you can see, maybe I shouldn't show my address on the air. That is a crucial error. Let's just pretend I didn't do that. Can you keep a secret? I can. In any event, it is a box. It is not a glamorous box. It is wrapped with what looks to be painter's tape. It's also a little greasy. And I thought to myself, okay, threatening mail sender, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stick this right where the sun don't shine. I'm going to open this live on the air. Now, some of you might think that, James, is this a practical joke that you're pulling on yourself to pull in viewers? Obviously, if you're looking at the viewer count, no. What I am trying to do is take whatever this person might be trying to, as they say, send my way and turn it into my own personal gain. So we are going to open this package live on the air. Again, I don't know what this is. Okay, in the box is another box, and there looks to be some toilet paper on this, which is making me concerned. It's wrapped in elastic bands, and there appears to be a poem on the toilet paper. All right, hold on. Roses are red. Please take my ear. I'll hear your secrets, whether I'm far or near. XOXO. As you can see, there it is. Right now in the chat, the sender is Dave. I can confirm Dave's writing is not this legible. So as you can see, it looks like there appears to be bloody fingerprints on this. Right now, I believe that the main suspect is OJ. Let's open this sucker up. Oh, and isn't that pleasant? Look at this. We've got an ear in a box. Isn't that nice? It's an ear in a box. This, now, I'm hoping that it's porcelain. This is an ear. There it is. The saga continues. I've been sent an ear in a box. Now, who's behind this? I still don't know. Am I disturbed? Yes, I am. Am I curious? Of course I am. How could one not be curious when getting mail such as this? Now, if you'll backtrack with me for a moment, you'll remember that I said getting this mail and opening it up on the show is a test. The test being, can I keep my cool? Now, I think that I've kept my cool. Do you think I've kept my cool? I feel fine and dandy, like sugar candy. But that's not the only test that I'm going to give myself tonight. We're going to start things off right here, right now. Anyone who watches this show knows that I am not a great proponent of sexual content and overt sexuality. Now, does that make me anti-sex? Of course not. Perhaps on some level it makes me a prude, but in order to truly show that I am a changed man, I am about to open the floodgates to what will most certainly be an 18 and over segment. I would like to welcome back to the show Mr. And when I say Mr., I of course mean Dr. Jack Nasty, but tonight he brings along a colleague, a sexologist, Dr. Jennifer Mouthful.
All right, here we go, James.
Hello there, James.
Oh, there's the nasty boy.
Oh, boy. Here we
Well,
are.
you know what? As they say, it takes one to know one. In this case, it takes one to know two. Dr. Nasty, Dr. Mouthful.
Oh, that's
Jennifer Mouthful. Dr. Jennifer Mouthful.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mouthful, but I've taken some other mouthfuls. I think if I could do what I've done, you can do this. You could take Dr. Jennifer Mouthful.
James, you nasty boy. We're jumping the gun here, but I want to introduce you to one of my wonderful colleagues here at the Harvard of Hard-Ons, the Stratford of Sluttiness. Of course, this is one of my greatest, longtime friends and colleagues. We've done so much great work together, but Dr. Jennifer Mouthful, this is the man I was telling you about.
James, oh, what an honor, what a pleasure, what a dream. And I know a thing or two about pleasures and dreams.
Well, that is precisely why I have brought both of you on this show tonight. I certainly hope, Dr. Mouthful, that you have only heard good things about me.
The one good thing I heard is I can use my vape on the show. Listen, James, I just quit smoking. This has been a big year for me. And I hope that you will not get in trouble for me really just honking on this, if you know what I mean.
You know what? The old James would have been a little cautious about it. The new James, you know what the new James says, Dr. Mouthful? He says, you know what? You honk on whatever you want.
Oh, James, looks like Looks like the work we've been doing has really been paying off. I feel like you're getting in tune with your sexual energies.
Well, I don't know if I would be as bold to say that, but that is precisely why I have invited both of you on this show tonight, because I tend to have a bit of a reputation on this show for being a little bit closed off. So in order to prove that I'm not, I have brought two very adult people to come on as guests and provide some very adult content, right?
Now, James,
Pretty open of me.
I wouldn't have brought on anyone less qualified. Okay, Dr. Jennifer Mouthful and I have worked on some of the greatest, horniest projects in the science of sex. James, we together have collaborated so much. We of course slipped Raquel Belmonte LSD in Raquel K Ultra, very experimental
she is an
program.
interesting subject.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, speak on it.
Continue. Keep talking about our subject, Raquel. She really knows what.
Yeah, I was worried that what you were talking about sounded a little criminal, but go on.
Well, it's not criminal, it's for science, James. And of course, we had a very successful vaccine program with my experimental COVID vaccine with NDSF. And he's just been tearing up the city with, now that he's fully vaxxed.
Yeah, I've heard that once Ramadan ended, things took a turn for. You know what? I won't even say what things took a turn for. That's something that the old James would do. Now, Dr. Mouthful, what are some of the projects you have worked on?
Well, James, thank you for asking me. I'm actually working on some very exciting stuff right now. One of them being, we've titled it, "Is it squirt or is it piss?" It's piss. What do you?
It's piss.
What do you think?
We figured it out.
We figured it out.
You know what? The people need to know. They need to know, right?
They gotta know. And James, listen to me when I say, I am feeling some very aggressive sexual energy pent up, like right where those ballet slippers are in your chest.
Oh,
I
yes.
really feel that.
Pent up for me.
Oh, yeah.
I feel that for you. I've been doing this for years.
I'm seeing a potential foot fetish maybe that we could maybe either prove or falsify tonight, James.
Look, this is exactly why I have invited you both on, to not only prove to everyone else but myself that this is a cool place to hang out. We'll talk about the grown-up stuff. Doesn't just have to be about the silly willies and the this and the that and the knickknacks and the doodads. We can get a little adult, right? We're all adults here, folks, right?
I would hope so.
Mm-hmm.
Last I checked, but I have so many IDs now I can't even count them, James. James, what we have for you tonight is something very exciting. It's a new research project that Dr. Mouthful and I have embarked on, and we're just so very excited to show you some of our research. I haven't been this excited since we have collaborated on the first in-space anal bead that NASA took up into orbit last year. It was quite amazing. It plugged up every hole and actually ended up saving the whole crew when one of the airlocks broke. They plugged it with our anal bead, in space anal bead. We saved thousands of lives. So we're heroes for that. We have Nobel Peace Prize. But tonight, James, we have some very, very important research we need to show you.
Sure, Dr. Mouthful.
Yeah, listen, Dr. Jack Nasty covered it all, and I would be friggin' damned if he and I do not get another Nobel Peace Prize for the work that we put into this project that we are going to present to you today.
Well,
and
fingers crossed. Fingers
crossed. But I have a good feeling about this. Me and Jack Nasty, this colleague of mine, we do some good work when we put these heads together. I'm telling you that much.
And when we put them in between things, am I right? Anyways, stand-up comedy's for another night. That's for the Nasty Show at Bust for Laughs. But James, I want you to strap on, and you better get ready because it's gonna get hot. Oh, let's get that. Oh, that burns. Ow.
What did you just spray yourself with?
A little bit of sun cream because I could barely see because it's gonna get so hot, James. The internet has made for many things possible, right? This show included, but it's also made for a lot of horny things possible, if you know what I mean.
Right. So this breaking news that the internet is made for a lot of horny things.
Yeah, so this was our first assumption, but our second assumption was, of course, me and Dr. Mouthful are millennials, and of course you're a baby boomer, James. what is happening with Gen Z? How are they entering into their sexual? Because some of them are hopefully of age. I don't know. Actually, I should have checked that before the show.
For a quick moment?
Yes.
How old do you think I am?
Oh, well.
Ugh.
All right. Can we have an aside for a second?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
hey,
I'll keep myself busy.
Jenny, come here. What do you think? This guy, he's got, look at his bags under those eyes.
He's got bags, but he's got the personality of somebody who's maybe pushing 50.
Yeah, I was good as, I don't know. He's got the saggy chin of a 90-year-old man at a YMCA changing room. You know what I mean?
But he also has the arms of someone who can, push me against the wall and just fucking give her. And no boomer I know, you know this.
That's
you know
true.
My entire,
That's true. No upper body strength.
Single man, you know.
Since 67, no upper body strength. They don't.
No upper body strength. Okay, you know what? I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say this guy is, we're going to go in between. We're going to say 40,
45, James. That's our final answer.
Stressful.
Yeah, 45's the final answer.
Yeah, you're actually a Gen Xer.
Yeah. No. I'm 33.
Are you sure? How sure are you?
I'm certain. I'm very sure.
Well, James, that's still 33.
Now, the old James would have been insulted. The new James says, hey, you take a stab in the dark. Sometimes you hit something, sometimes you don't. 33.
Okay. Well,
James, I
Please.
want to put an offer on the table here. After this show is done, we say goodbye. We hang up this Zoom call. I'm going to send you my email. I need you to shoot me an email. I would love to study you. I would love to study all things James.
All
I want
right.
to know your insides. I want to know your outsides.
Mostly your insides, James.
Mostly the insides. This guy knows me. I'm all
Now,
about
the old James would have said, yeah, I don't see that email being sent. The new James says, you know what? Take you up on that offer.
That's what I like to hear, James. We're gonna pull down that pants and write ourselves a research paper, James. But James,
all right, well, one step at a time. Let's talk about what we have brought you here tonight to discuss.
Tonight is very important. We were talking, Jenny and I, and we were talking about now that we each have 4 kids ourselves. But between each other we have at least 20 kids. What are they going to be coming into once they hit their sexual maturity? With the internet, with your Instagram, with your TikTok, right, James? Right, James? It's going to shape our brains, not just in every other facet of our lives, but especially our sexualities.
Now, I do not use TikTok. I've never downloaded it. I've seen a couple videos here, there. Well, it's not one of the things that I subscribe to.
Well, James, like I said, strap in, get your sunscreen ready, and get ready. Oh, I cannot see.
Yeah.
Get ready for some hot...
While you take care of that, anything to add, Dr. Mouthful?
I got quite a few things to add, James. Listen, after tonight, I guarantee we are going to turn you on to TikTok, mostly because it is fascinating. The research we have done, the sexuality oozing from this app, mostly inhabited by Gen Zers. Ooh, Hachimachi. You are the...
Yeah, Hachimachi.
Hachimachi, baby. Ooh, you're going to need some of that face spray that my colleague here has been spraying, and you're going to need to sit like this, the way I'm sitting with your leg up, just to get some air in. That's how friggin' hot this is going to get. And look at that. Oh, I showed my foot. And that was the one rule that I was told before the show is no feet.
There's no rules tonight, James, because tonight we're going deep into the TikTok zone, and we're gonna figure out, and I think this is what I'm gonna hope for, is that by viewing these videos and giving you an assortment of choices, we're hoping to find out a little bit more about what you find sexually attractive. James,
okay, look, I am keeping an open mind, because anyone who knows me knows that when it comes to me in this show, the last thing I do is go deep.
Okay.
So let's get into it.
Okay, well, we're gonna go deep, baby.
That.
So James,
right.
Open up your that secret file that I sent you, and you're gonna see an assortment of videos.
We'll give your computer a virus. Be extra careful.
That's what I was
giving me
concerned about. It had a lot of virus-like qualities.
Viruses are good for your computer, James. I always say this. They're good for your systems, both online and offline. So, James, open up that first video for us. So we're gonna do a little 1-2 test, kind of like at the optometrist. Okay, you're gonna be trying on different TikToks here, and we're gonna get you to say, I'm sorry, Jenny, you're turning me on here, baby.
I'm so sorry. I knew it would get you. I knew it would get you. But maybe if James
boy.
too. I'm just trying
Oh
things.
boy, James, what do you think? Hot?
I'm gonna be honest. Whatever happened, I missed because I was opening up your virus-like file.
Okay, well there was a belch. There was a belch, James.
I understand.
Jack Nasty, that was for you,
belch.
baby.
I say, you know what? If you like it, great. If not, that's okay too.
Okay, well James, open up our first video for you
right.
today. We got our first video. Here we go. Let's just jump into it and then we'll talk about it after. So let's watch. Let's hit play.
All right.
Is it playing? Play.
Yeah. Hey, these are some interesting dance moves. These young men are obviously in shape.
Oh boy, James. The boys are in the yard, James.
Wait, so that was it? That 20-second video of some guys dancing and then casually walking away?
That's it.
That's the video. That's the
right.
TikTok, James.
Okay.
James, these are short video snippets, often accompanied by music, and often there are dances, viral dances that people. And I know about viruses, James, as aforementioned. So people start doing all the dances, and here these boys are being boys, you know, dudes rock, and they're doing a dance together in what seems to be a gym on the side of a mountain in someone's front yard.
Yeah.
So James.
Dr. Jack Nasty, if I may.
Yes,
if I
please.
may. I don't
Please.
step on you.
Please.
Well, you'd like it if I stepped on you, but if I may.
In certain locations.
Ba-doom-tsh. Listen, this TikTok, James, has over 1 million likes.
That video has 1 million likes.
We have 6 viewers in this room, and that has 1 million likes, James. So they're onto something.
You know, Positive James is. I feel him just about to take a plummet right now.
Okay, James.
Yeah.
Let's hold your thoughts for a second, okay? Let's go to video number 2, okay? Let's open up video number 2.
I've
Here we
never
go.
felt so emasculated in my life. So I went over to this girl's house, right? And like we start kissing and stuff, and then like, you know me, like I'm a little freak. So like I bite her lip a little bit, and then she bit me back, and then like I try to like pull away, and like it's like not going nowhere. So then like I don't know what to do. Like I'm kind of having scared like flashbacks and shit, and then like I like choke her a little bit to like, you know, like I don't want to be rude or nothing, and then like she starts choking me back, and now we just like choking each other. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know what to do, so like, I don't know, I started choking her harder, and
Yeah, we've all been there.
me harder. I'm like out of breath at this point, and then like, I don't know, man, like.
James, I trust you. I actually accidentally
wrong with
I've
y'all
been in
women,
this
man?
situation.
I'm
I've
scared for my
accidentally
life.
killed someone via choking.
Yeah, I don't know about this young man. Yeah, he's just like, and then I don't know, like we're accidentally choking each other.
Hey, that's a good impression there, James. You did
okay.
you did Diet Justin Timberlake over here justice with that.
This guy's not for me, right? He's allowed to do as he wants. He can follow his bliss. He's not for me.
Now
You're not into choking, James?
Well, you know what? I wouldn't say that it's not something that I would pursue, but I have no judgment towards people that do it, including this upstanding young man.
Fair enough, James. Does not like choking. Interesting. So, James, if you had to take a choice between the boys in the yard working out and dancing.
Yeah, the boys in the yard, 100%.
Okay. So they went out the first round. And taking notes here, Mouthful?
I am always taking notes, baby.
I love that about you, baby.
In here, but mostly in
Oh, there it goes. All right, James, let us head to video number 3 here. Okay, this is one of my favorite videos, okay? Are you ready for this, James? Another boys, dudes rock video. Let's take a look.
All right, guys, let me introduce you to the best TikToker 3s team. First off, we got our center standing at 6'5", Jacob Day. Low windmill.
6'5". Hubba hubba.
Dropping baseline, up and under.
Up and under.
Next up, we got the shooter, 6'1", Ace Akers. Low crossover,
Ace
look at the camera.
Akers.
Hey, throw it up to himself. Jelly. Point guard, Bryce Parker, 5'11". Double on the back, crossover, step back, jump shot. Money.
Jump shot,
Show off the
money.
bunnies. Hey, 360 lay.
So you're telling me
my
people
goodness.
watch these videos?
Hey.
James, you want to know a fun fact about this one?
Yeah, what, 2 million viewers?
Oh, I have no idea how many views it has. Those are my boys. Those are my sons.
Those are her 3 sons.
Those are
Or
my
a
3
mother.
sons. I'm the mother. Those 3 boys came right out of this body.
And I am perhaps the father of like 35% of them. We're not sure yet.
We're not quite sure. We're still doing studies. It's very unclear. We've never had like the penetrative stuff, but there's
Yeah,
been
but
mixing.
you saw that dunk. Come on.
Yeah, it was very impressive. And may I say, Dr. Mouthful, congratulations on your sons. They look
Thank
like
you so much.
healthy,
I miss
happy.
them a lot.
She raised 3 beautiful boys that work as a team and dunk on a net that's probably less than 5 feet tall.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? Boys will be boys.
That's it.
That
That's
is
what
true.
I'm telling them.
That
Turning
is
them
true.
into little fucking monster. Excuse me. Can I swear on this show? It's after hours for
Look,
me.
you know what? It's 9:30 here, and it's midnight somewhere. So
Well, she's actually in an Antarctic research station studying the sexuality of penguins and how much they like hardcore pornography, how much they
all right,
react
well,
to
that,
it. So,
you know what? That sounds like an important study.
yeah.
It's
Ready
one
for
of
our next video?
it's very empowering work.
Here we go. Here we
Mr.
go
Hicks.
with video number 4. All right, let's go to
one
video
of my
number 4.
favorites.
And
What?
Daddy.
Princess.
Daddy.
Yes.
Daddy.
Yes, princess.
Hi.
Hi.
I love you.
I love you.
now this is beautiful, James. We have polyamorous love at such a young age. Everyone's saying I love you. I love you. It's so positive.
Yeah.
Daddy.
What-
Ooh, what a positive, like, to call a man daddy. Ooh, the weight behind it.
If
It's
only
like,
Bryce would call me daddy.
daddy.
I keep
daddy.
telling him I'm his father.
I'll be honest.
Oh,
I
you're
was-
Bryce's father. That's
I'm
right.
probably
I
his
was a little
father.
concerned. I was concerned watching that because I felt like that maybe those women were perhaps underage.
You know what, James?
Well,
There's a good chance that everyone
Yeah.
we're viewing tonight is
Yeah.
underage, and this is very, very, very wrong. But
All right.
James, we are just examining the trends on TikTok. We are not
Yeah.
ourselves at all saying that anything would happen between. That is no. We're just
Yeah, there's
talking
no
about what do you
implications.
think about being surrounded by 4 girls being called daddy all together in front of a Mia, James?
Well,
Do you
as
like or no?
as Randy Jackson might say, that's going to be a no for me, dog.
That's a no. Oh my goodness! So we're going with number 3. If you had to choose between
Daddy.
beautiful boys playing ball and daddy, boys playing ball.
I'll take Dr. Mouthful's sons. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I'm
a
gonna
hell of
send
a
my boy
sentence,
to
James. You should put that on your Christmas card, Jenny.
Yeah, I'll be sure to put it on my
Oh,
Christmas
James.
card. So
All right,
we're ready
all right.
for our next video.
Yeah, here we go. This is video number 5, I think, or 6. What are we at?
this is 5.
5.
5.
Let's watch 5.
Don't call, don't text, don't DM. I'm lost in the stream of consciousness. Ooh, a fish.
Oh, bada boom! Am I right, James? A little joke at the end to just punctuate that beautiful sexual energy just coming at the mirror like that with that
Now
look.
I have to be honest that I personally felt nothing sexual coming off of that video.
You know, it
Interesting.
does. Yeah,
Nothing
interesting.
sexual
Nothing-
from this video.
Yeah, it felt
Okay?
to me, right? Felt a little desperate. I didn't find that particularly sexy, as the kids might.
Or as the kids might say, cringe, bruh. Which is what most of my posts get on TikTok. Listen,
No
James.
cap. Ah.
James. So you're not into this fun analogy that she's in the stream of consciousness and then she sees a fish. What about the story arc? Does that
For
wrap
me,
you in at all?
I would say if it was maybe like, let's say, another person of her age, if not a little bit older, again, kind of concerned if she's 18 and over or not. I would say maybe someone, let's say, I don't know, let's say in between 29 and let's say 36, maybe a sweater that looks a little itchy, maybe playing a clarinet, and then maybe I say, hey, is everything okay? And she says, I got into a fight with my parents. That would be something that I would be interested in.
Interesting. You want to be the
Okay.
shoulder to cry on, James. I get it. Okay.
James, I have a theory for you. Well, not so much a theory, but I would love for you to think about this the next time you watch this video, which I implore you to do. Her mirror is filthy, which adds to the sexual tension between her and her thoughts. Look at it. Take a look.
What if I were to, let's say hypothetically, what if I were in the room with that young lady, and if I were to say something like, I got to tell you something, this mirror is so dirty. Do you have any Windex? Because if I get some Windex and maybe some paper towel, I can take care of this. Won't be clean. It'll be cleaner than clean.
That's interesting, James.
You're turning Dr. Mouthful on that talk. Ooh,
Well, I'm someone
I'll
that
do your chores.
I like tidiness.
Interesting. Okay, James, so let's compare it to our next video. So let's go to video number 6. Here we go. Let's
go.
He can't do it. He can't do it. He broke down at the end. Look at that. Look at that last face too of the disappointment of his bro. Like, what are you doing, bro? You can't. We have to do the trade, and you were the third, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go shockingly with the video of the woman in front of the mirror, just because I don't.
Interested.
I don't. And I don't think this is negative of me to say. I don't think those young men are my type of.
Interesting.
I don't think they're my type of guys.
Now, this is interesting, Japes, because you have picked the boys being boys up until now. And we've had our first female on one of these who is also being very embarrassing as a cringe bruh. And you've decided that you can fix her.
Maybe that is what it is. Yeah, that, you know what? The old James would have said, you're crazy. That's not why. New James has got an open mind to that. Perhaps that might be. What do you think, Dr. Mouthful?
Listen, James, Dr. Mouthful has a lot of opinions about your dating life. And I think if you applied that attitude to all of these videos, I could fix them. Perhaps you would get a boner from watching every single one of these videos. Just kind of like me and Dr. Jack Nasty are. Yeah, that's right.
Now, should I be getting an erection watching these? Because, no.
No, James, listen.
Undetermined, James.
Listen. With sexual therapy, we ask that you are open and honest with yourself.
Right.
And I don't know that you're being honest with yourself. I think you're being open, but you're a little bit closed.
Yes,
well, I guess in some ways I feel like it would maybe be inappropriate if I was getting aroused looking at your teen sons. Dr.
Oh no, are you kidding me? They love that shit. I'm the one who told them to do this. Okay.
James, they are thirsting harder than a guy who just finished a basketball game and wants a Gatorade, which is probably what they want as well. Your boys, I hope you stocked the fridge before you left, Jenny. But listen, James, we're not saying that you need to find these teens attractive, but I mean, James, if they are making you think about some of these pathways in your brain that are opening and closing whenever sex comes up, or hard bodies come up, or I'm gonna put Vaseline all over you comes up, you got to be ready for that conversation.
Yeah, I would say that none of those things have entered my mind, specifically the Vaseline, although I'm happy that you're happy with your Vaseline.
Okay, James, listen, we're going to skip this next one. We're going to go right to number 8 and number 9.
8? Okay, so it sounds like you want to turn up the heat a little bit.
9. This is where it gets serious, James. Right. Because this is just, it is blurring the line between TikTok and a Pornhub video. Let's just be real here, James. Okay?
Oh, baby. Get ready.
Let's take a watch at number 8. Oh boy! Oh boy!
What a twist!
What a twist! And look, he tries to kiss her. And funny laugh at the end. They're having fun, James. James.
You may recognize him.
It looks like someone I'd see in St. Leonard.
He was also the man surrounded by the girls who were calling him daddy.
Oh, is that So that's why this lady looks like she might be his daughter.
Yes, well, maybe, exactly. Or his stepsister.
Yeah. Now, are we opening something up with the whole idea of a step sibling?
Ooh, maybe this girl who you're talking about with the scratchy sweater who just got in a fight with her parents, she's doing laundry. And actually her parents are, her dad is married to your mom. And you have to live under the same roof. And you're like, I need to use laundry
I
machine.
might have a daddy for the first time.
You might have a daddy. Now, I don't think he'd appreciate it if this situation happened, but
Yeah, you know what? I would say that this video doesn't particularly do much for me, but for those who are interested in that sort of thing, more power to them. Have fun with whatever you want to watch.
Okay,
James, do you mind if I eat watermelon on your show? I honked this a little too friggin' hard, and I think I might faint.
Please,
All right, you know what?
Jenny, hydrate.
You don't have a lot. That is a enormous.
I will be hydrating too.
Yeah. All right. This is. Yeah. All right. Have
James,
the
you gotta stay hydrated in this line of work, James.
Yeah.
There's just too many fluids going everywhere.
Well, I'm sure that there
too
are
many
people
fluids.
right now at home needing to be hydrated. They're so hot and bothered watching videos. I believe we have one more
We
left.
have one more, James.
We got one more.
Dr. Mouthful, maybe small bites instead of a mouthful.
You don't tell me how to do my work.
Do not
Right.
talk to a powerful woman that way, James, okay?
Not
Right.
talk to a powerful woman with tits like this. Ugh, you don't do that.
You do not do that, James.
Hold on, was
No.
that a sound? Was
You
that
know
a
who
sound?
paid for these tits?
Was that a
Me.
sound- Was it a sound effect?
What?
Sounds like you did a sound effect for them.
I do that, yes. Well, I also dabble in the art of walla and voice acting once in a while.
Yeah,
Once in a
there's
while. I do
there's
my own sound
actually,
effects.
James, in those implants, because I did them myself, I'm also a plastic surgeon. The little chip that you find in a birthday card, when you squeeze them, like happy birthday sings, it's quite cool. Anyways,
hear
James,
it?
Yeah, when that happens, they go,
they do the tool, Tim the Tool Man. I mean, the battery's dying, so
Battery's dying. They don't last
Right,
forever.
okay, look, let's
they're
about there
suspended
yet.
in silicon, James. Come on.
Let's put this to bed. Dr. Mouthful, I apologize. I did not want to disrespect you or your bust.
That's okay. Just tell
Okay.
them you're sorry. Tell my
Okay.
tits you're sorry.
Tell her tits you're
Tell my
sorry, and
tits
we'll get
you're
through it,
sorry.
okay?
Tell them you're sorry.
Tell them this.
I am very sorry. Very sorry.
Do it again. I was hiding. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm very sorry.
Oh, a little cat and mouse game. I love it. But this is not what we're researching here, James. We need to get to the bottom of
You know
this
what?
experiment.
You know what? This was a first time experience. I've never apologized to breasts in my life.
How does it make you feel?
Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
Is it because it's a powerful woman's breasts who
No, it's
paid
got-
for
I
them
have-
herself?
I
What
have
if they were
no
Dr.
issue-
Jack Nasty's breasts?
Yeah, do you
What
want
if
to
he-
apologize to my
what do you-
breasts?
What do you apologize to his Vaseline-covered tits?
I'm very sorry to both of your chests.
Say it again.
Say it
I
again.
can hear you.
Yeah, I'm very sorry.
Very good, very good, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. That's part of healing, James. That's part of healing.
This
Look,
has been big for you, James. I feel
Yeah,
the
I feel
growth.
better.
Hey.
I feel better.
I've
Now,
ne-
we have one last video.
Okay, you want to get to the last one, James. And James, let me tell you, this one's nasty. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
look,
nasty.
I can already tell.
So let's move to our last video here. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. This still upsets me.
Look, he looks like a talented young man. He looks talented, right?
Listen, I have reached out personally to this man.
So he could tutor our boys.
What? Say that again. I missed
So
that.
he could tutor our boys. You know, we
He
need.
can tutor my boy. Thank you for
Yes.
saying this.
Oh, your boys, our boys. Yeah, okay.
Our boys, your boys, our boys. It really doesn't make a difference at this point. But I want my sons to know how to please a woman.
Sure.
And I think this kid, let's say he's like in his 19 and older. I think this man can teach our sons a couple of things about.
James.
He can teach
James.
all of us a few things,
James.
right? You know what I say? You're never too old to learn something new.
Well, you know, what I think is so fascinating about this video is that he looks like maybe last week he was on Sesame Street counting the numbers with Big Bird, and now
Yeah.
he's using those figures for a very different activity.
Yeah.
He's
James.
learning, and that's what's important.
That's what's important is that teens can also, explore their sexuality. They got it. They're human just like us, James. So, James, what do you think?
I have no issue with it as long as they're doing it in a consentful manner with other teenagers.
Agreed, James. But what do you think? Step siblings in the laundry room, forbidden love, or masterful a fingering technique,
Well,
James.
I'm gonna go with the young man with the very skilled hands because I feel you know what? I feel like he's got a talent.
James! Oh, James!
He's got a talent and he knows how to exercise those talents. So,
James McGee, folks, he loves to be talented in the bedroom.
Ooh, Dr. Jack Nasty,
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
you know what? I don't
Don't
want.
you dare.
Oh boy! Oh, here we go. Here we go, Jenny. You know, I know you love it when I play some jazz for you,
Stop it.
and you start
Stop
singing along, Jenny.
Stop.
I love that number.
Well, doctors, I want to thank you so much for being
That was
here tonight.
BTS.
I
I
really
for
feel-
sure came. Did anyone else?
James?
I came a lot.
Nope.
Still at 0. I think we learned a lot, James. James, I want to thank you for braving with us in this experiment. We've learned a lot. We're going to be taking this back to the laboratory, if you know what I mean. I'll see you there, Jenny.
Oh,
look,
stop it. Stop it.
Let's add a point guard to that team, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here, Dr. Jack Nasty, Dr. Mouthful. It was a pleasure to meet all of you.
Take it easy, James.
Bye, baby.
Good night. Wow, okay, so for the people out there who said, this James guy, he doesn't have any sexual engine, how's that for proof, right? Would the old James have been so tolerant of those deviants, right? Deviants maybe in the best of ways, right? I think Dr. Jack Nasty ate Vaseline. Now, before we move on to our final guest, we want to invite you to stop by this coming Friday. A lot of fun to be had. Guess who's coming back? Yoda from Sweden. The final test in my week of overcoming whatever negative type of disposition that I may have on this show. Although at some rate, I'm sure people are missing that disposition nevertheless. Let's welcome our final guest this evening. He's about to talk to us about some recent humiliations that he went through. The guy that I feel eternally bonded with due to what some might call a mutual crustiness. Let's welcome Joe Conto to the show. Joe, welcome back.
Hey, James, I've just returned from 10 days on the Mayan Riviera.
And you've come back with a new accent.
Yes, a posh accent, because I've been living, a dreamlike existence in Quintana Roo.
Well, you've returned with some color. You look fresh-faced.
Don't
and
I, though?
glowing, Joe, yes.
I think I look younger than I did when I left. I feel like $1 million, I'll tell you that.
Well,
much.
did you hear what those sex experts predicted what my age was?
They
gave me 47 years old.
Well, no, what I was upset about is they were treating being 50 years old as if it was ready to be buried. They're like,
they looked at you like maybe you would have been 90. They would have said,
110.
This guy's, he's on the wrong side of the dirt.
Exactly. Oh, just terrible. Just
now,
awful.
Joe, before we get into it, are you on TikTok?
No, I'm not on TikTok. Though I will say that, oh no, my phone, I don't understand it. I am 110, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No, I got TikTok because, I'm a college professor and I actually teach new media and that sort of thing. So I need to know what it's about.
Sure.
And it's fascinating, like those two said, though maybe for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But at any rate, I spent so long on it that apparently if you spend too long on it, they send a video to somebody to come and say to you, hey, how about getting off TikTok for a while? I watched it so long that person came on and I thought, this isn't for me. No, it's exactly for me. So I deleted it and I've never gone back on.
How caring of the TikTok people. But Joe, we're going to switch gears. You took a trip to Mexico and you said to me that you went through a couple of moments that you deemed to be, quote, humiliating.
Well,
which is an issue you find yourself in a lot, right?
Yeah, I'm often humiliated.
Not to say that you're a humiliation. I think you often find yourselves in situations that, as Dr. Jack Nasty would say, as the kids would say, cringe.
Yeah, and I don't, well, and it's not, yeah, because I do stupid stuff, or I don't know what it is, but yeah, I get myself into a situation, and it's not, I mean, they're not all humiliations. Yeah, at one point, I was getting out of the pool, and my bathing suit filled up with water, and it came down to my knees at the pool. So
Okay,
yeah, that's humiliating.
So
my bathing suit filled up with water.
So,
It got pulled off by gravity, and I'm 55 years old, and yeah,
so you're telling
I'm
me
a
that
little overweight.
the water pressure pantsed you.
Here's the deal. Oh, it's so awful getting older, because even getting out of the pool. I mean, I'm not so elderly that I can't easily get out of a pool.
Sure.
But every things in Mexico are often a little bit rickety, right? And the place where I was staying had the thing on the side of the pool. There's 4 steps, except the second step is gone.
Right.
So you've got to go from the third to the first step.
Right.
Which is, I can do it, but you have to,
So you're telling me that as you climbed up these stairs, the pressure of the water inside your bathing suit pulled your pants down and you were naked to the world.
And I had to, but I couldn't just pull them up, because that would letting go of the ladder.
You doubled down by taking them off completely, whipping them over your shoulder and walking through the resort nude.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I had to do. I had to get up, because then I couldn't, because they were down on my knees, so I couldn't step up from the first to the pool deck. So I had to crawl out of the pool.
You crawled out of the pool naked.
I wasn't going to even tell you this. Oh,
now that is quite
nothing else.
Joe, that's quite bad, but
nothing else.
Now, Joe,
that has happened to me.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, and this may risk our friendship. You told me a story that I think is comparable in terms of humiliation about when you were taking most recently a train ride and you had to go to the washroom.
Is this one the door?
Mm-hmm.
It was on a plane.
Oh, it was on a plane? Okay. You want to tell us what happened, Joe?
Oh, yes. Okay, so I that I have chronic diarrhea. I'm very open about this.
Yeah.
Other people, as they get older, say, I'm constipated. I go, I don't even know what that word means.
Yeah, you've got the reverse problem.
I have the reverse problem. I don't find it a problem most of the time. Fresh.
Yeah.
I figured it out. Here's the point. But I'm on the plane, and when you're on a plane ride, you don't want to have to do number 2,
Nope.
but I had to. So I was there, and plane bathrooms are small anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm a big dude. So I'm in there, and I'm going to the bathroom, and you know how this one had like a pocket door where it would slide into the wall of it. And I'm just, I'm just thinking about stuff, and I'm looking at the floor, and I look up, and I realize that the door had slowly slid all the way open.
So you were sitting on the toilet and the door was open.
And I don't know how long the door was open. So and so I had to kind of lunge forward
while you were on the toilet having diarrhea.
with everything to try to get the door closed again. So I thought I'd closed it, and but I pushed it hard enough that it touched and then bounced open again, but super slow.
All right.
Like I was doing it almost on purpose to reveal.
These, I would say these are not so much.
I'm naked in public a lot more than
these
you would imagine.
are mortifying situations, right?
Yeah.
You crawled out of a pool naked recently.
Well, with like 48 hours ago. Yeah.
48 hours ago. Now, Joe, I understand that you brought a couple of images, and as we're going to carry on this segment, Would you like to bring up one of these images?
Yeah. Okay, so it's 11, and Andy, I think you'll know what I want. So, first of all, you know that I love to show off my knowledge of other languages. You've heard mon bon français, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm going to order lunch. 11:15 a.m. First of all, I'm eating lunch because there's this place that had these birria tacos, right? And so I go in and I said, I'll have 2 of these, whatever, those aguacate and all this. I'm going all this bullshit. And the waiter looks at me, he goes, dos? And I was like, I wonder why. I said, well, they're just little tacos. Yeah, I want to. But instead, I go, no. I go, okay, uno. And he's like, okay. So anyway, so for lunch at 11:15 a.m., I ordered a full ribeye steak.
Right.
I think we have a picture of the ribeye.
Yeah, we're about to pull this image up now. So you thought you were getting tacos, but instead you got what looks to be an absolutely delicious steak with a potato.
Oh, it was amazing. But it was 32 degrees Celsius out, and the sun was beating down on me. But I have such a need to please people that I ate an entire ribeye.
Yeah.
With a baked potato, with a baked potato and half an avocado. And
comparatively speaking, though, not as bad as going to the bathroom in front of a plane.
No, or crawling around with your bathing suit around your ankles, and then having to squat and pull your pants back up because your bathing suit got full of water. Yeah. I took a beautiful picture in the neighborhood just north of the hotel I stayed at. There's a picture of Frida Kahlo. And really beautiful. I was riding a bike and so I said, oh my gosh, because I love the culture of I love Mexican culture very, very much. And Frida Kahlo. Lesser known Rita Kahlo.
Yeah.
But this is Frida Kahlo.
The knockoff.
Yeah, the knockoff. Yeah. I bought a lot of Rita Kahlo product there, real cheap. But anyway, she was married to Diego Rivera, and they both were famous and important artists in Mexico. So I took this picture, and I thought it was so beautiful, right? Because the way the colors were, and there was this yellow VW that was still being driven, even though it didn't have windows. And I was just like, isn't that sort of really neat? And shows such a different culture, the small town in the mountains that I live in. So I took this and I was so proud of myself. And I thought, I'm in Mexico. And at this point, my friends had returned home and I was on the last 3 days on my own. And I thought, I was just, I don't know, but proud of myself or something, or just like, oh, my life has turned out to be so amazing and different than what I anticipated growing up, where I never thought that I could just travel and, go to other countries and that sort of thing. I thought I was going to be sort of, in the barn my whole life. And here I was, confidently traveling around. And right then a pipe came out of nowhere. And I was walking and looking at my phone and admiring my wonderful life. And I went down so hard. So hard.
What do you mean a pipe came out of nowhere?
In other countries, often things aren't planned and all of a sudden they go, oh, we need another pipe over here. So they don't tear up the road. They just stick it in. I don't know. Dude, it was a fucking...
I understand.
A weird pipe.
You walked into it.
And they decided to put it in the middle of the sidewalk. And I don't know how people aren't tripping over this thing all the time. But I did it, and in such a way that... I had to collect myself for a minute on the sidewalk and sit there. And it reminded me of on Family Guy, there's this running gag of when, what's his name?
When Peter Griffin bangs his knee.
Yes, that's exactly it.
You were
that
Peter Griffin in this moment.
I was the Peter Griffin. And I also had a bicycle on me. But I just sat there.
It's very interesting how similarly you dress to Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
Right? There are some similarities, similar hair, glasses. There's no beard, but there is similarity.
No, that's why I grew a beard.
Yeah, you wanted to get out of this Hey, look,
you,
people
I'm
were
not
walking up
unlike.
to you and they were saying, "Oh, dude, do the line from the show you're in."
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're like, "What?
Like,
What line? What line?"
yeah. I'm telling you, I had to sit there for a minute. I kept thinking, "Get up, you knucklehead!" So I got up, but then this is the picture of, I think, yesterday, of where my knee was. Andy, do you have a
So
picture
we're
of my
about to
knee?
see the after effects of you banging your knee
Yeah,
in
I'm
Mexico.
telling you, it's bad.
All right, so we're about to see the damage here. Yeah, this is not good. You might have a hematoma.
Oh no, I've got. I forgot. My sister, who's a nurse, told me what it was. It was kind of a long name, but we used to call it road rash.
You know what's
And
interesting is this bruise looks a little bit like Elvis.
well, I thought. Well, that's interesting because I thought it looked like the Belgian Congo, but yeah, but it does have a continental view of it. I'm telling you, it hurts so bad. So
Now hold
so
on
that-
here. Let's get back to this. This could be on the cover of one of those gossip magazines, the ones that like Elvis is alive.
Oh, or yeah,
man has bruise that looks like the king.
People should come and pay me to look at my bruise.
Yeah.
You do see Elvis in my bruise?
I see Elvis, and I think we need to crowdsource a ticket for you to get to Graceland before this bruise goes away.
This bruise is not going anywhere.
Yeah, so you have road rash.
I'm still picking pavement out of it.
All right.
And I'm worried that there's some pavement chemicals in there. It's so bad. Oh, so anyway, I'm at the airport and I go through the security thing. And because you know that I have a metal rod in my leg because I was in a car accident back when I was in my 20s. So from my knee to my hip is a metal rod. So it always goes off and they have to pat me down. The guy goes, okay, I have to pat you down. And he goes down one leg, then he goes down the other, but he was wearing these rubber gloves. And when he went down my leg and went over this bruise, the rubber glove it hurt so bad.
Yeah, it was coarse.
Well, it kind of stuck to it. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah.
And it hurt so bad that, but you know, when something really hurts bad, ever since I was a little kid, I react to it comically. I go, yow! Like I don't go, ow! I go, yow! Just to be goofy. Yeah. But even though it really hurts, so in the airport, when the rubber glove goes, you know, I forget. Yeah. You know, looking out of my head, I think I'm just like everybody else, 20 years old.
It's normal.
Right. But I'm a 55-year-old man. And so he puts his, and I go, yow! Like that in the airport.
And that's when someone 20 feet away does this.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And that
someone wants attention.
Yeah, that person in most situations is me looking at like, oh brother.
Oh, or me.
Yeah.
I'm looking at other people. Absolutely. Though I will say that, you know, there is something about traveling that, or being in motion that is so, I love it. I almost imagine. I told you that when I was a kid, I liked television so much that when I watched television, I assumed that I was on other people's television.
Sure.
That I thought my life was a TV show that other people were watching, and I was watching other people's lives as my TV show.
Yeah.
So sometimes I would do things that I was like, oh, gotta react to the camera. You know, so if something went wrong, I'd go, oh boy, like, you know, give a look. So even as an adult, I think of when there's like these cinematic moments happening in my life. And we were on, me and my friends were on Isla Mujeres. It's an island off the coast of Cancun. And we you know, there, you don't rent a car, you rent these sort of like gas powered, they call them golf carts, but these aren't, I ran country clubs. These are not golf carts. There's these gas powered buggies that you drive around. And there was this moment where I was on the back of it facing backwards and I turned around to talk to my friends. But as I did it, the ocean was on this side and there were like these, you know, houses with regular, you know, like folks who live on the island on this side. And as I was turning around, I thought, it almost felt like it was a camera following me, you know, going around. And there's something about travel that, at least for me, it makes me feel, and I don't want to be too corny about it, but it makes me feel like how I used to feel almost all the time.
Sure.
Like full of possibility and so I don't know, just so I'm still riding high from the idea, or like I was on the ferry, on the second on the top side of the ferry going from Playa del Carmen to Cozumel. And it was just so, I don't know, so exciting. And somebody came along and I bought a Corona or a Sol beer, a really cheap Mexican beer. And I was just drinking it and the sun was on me and the wind and everything. I don't know. It was just awesome.
I think this is great because this entire time we've been talking about you exposing your penis to people. You have your,
mostly my asshole, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you're giving them the brown eye, as we like to say. You're falling over things on the street. You're getting Elvis bruises. You're pooping in front of an entire plane, right? And then we bring it all the way to this happy crescendo of no matter what happens in life, the good should outweigh the bad, right?
Absolutely. I've got one more humiliation, a quick one.
Okay, so now we bring it back to humiliation.
Yeah, if that's all right, because this is kind of a fun one. I always get a shave and a haircut when I'm on vacation.
Sure.
Right? And I went to this place because I love it. To me, that's a vacation thing to do. And get nice and cleaned up. And by the way, it is a great shave and a haircut. I actually feel super about it.
Yeah, looks great.
So, yeah, I think so. Thanks. So at any rate, I went to this place. And again, I want to go to real places where people don't, like in neighborhoods. And this guy greets me and he goes, hola, mi amor. He told me, as far as I was concerned, he said, my name is Baby. And I was like, oh, Baby. And I went, that's weird. Your name is Baby. But you know what? I grew up in a country town where there were 3 juniors in my elementary school.
Yeah, a couple of Cliffs, maybe a Clyde.
Right. But the actual name of junior is, to me, I thought, oh, in Mexico, they say Baby. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, so I was trying to, I was like, I like these people's names because I want to connect with human beings. Yeah. And, this is where my trouble comes because I try to connect. You've seen me in restaurants and sometimes
I've seen you do great and I've seen you bomb. Yeah. You try to fix it and then
I'm just trying to connect with other humans really. And it's not that easy for me. So, so I go, oh, this looks great, Baby. And, oh, nice job, Baby. And, oh, thank you, Baby.
You keep saying his name back to him.
Yeah, because this is how you connect with people.
Yeah, right.
I listened to a tape and it said,
so this is learned behavior?
Oh, no, it's on purpose behavior, right?
Got it. Okay.
And it works so good.
You're affirming this gentleman saying, this is a great cut, Baby.
Thank you, Baby.
Baby. Thank you, Baby.
Thank you, Baby. And then I said, I come to Playa del Carmen again in November. I said, I will see you then, Baby. And he goes, okay. Super nice. He gives me his card and his name is the initials JB, which means basically it stands for Jorge the Barber, and he goes,
So he told you JB.
Yeah.
Word Baby.
I called him Baby for a 40-minute haircut. And at the end, I said, I'm going to look you up again, Baby. And I imagine that in his way, he's like, Jesus, hit on people much?
And this guy probably thought you were hot for him. And then as you're getting your haircut, and you keep saying, oh, yeah, Baby, I'm loving it.
Baby. Oh, yeah.
About 50, about 50.
A little off the top, Baby.
15 feet away, someone's doing this.
Yes. Like, oh, why is that gross old man? Yeah, Baby, like that. Oh, and also, I cried on the plane on the way home. You know I'm a crybaby anymore.
Were you crying because of the humiliations or because you were overwhelmed with happiness?
I might not even get through this. I turned into such a crybaby since I've gotten older. I was there and I'd had such a nice time. And then I was watching that movie with Dorcas McDonald. What's her name? Frances
McDermott.
Is that her name?
Yes.
It's called Nomadland, and it won an Oscar. Frances McDormand.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking of Dylan McDermott.
who I don't think won an Oscar, but was excellent in My Best Friend's Wedding.
Sure, yeah.
So at any rate, that is a depressing movie about people who have had rough times.
yeah.
And I had just come from having such a nice time with friends and then traveling alone.
But also a rough time.
but not seeing it that way. Just,
Yeah.
really, I do look at these humiliations. I don't know. My dad said to me one time, you know what? You're the kind of person that stuff happens to. You're
Yeah.
lucky, right? And so I was watching this movie. Oh my God. And I started to bawl on the plane. I've gotten so weird, but I started to bawl on the plane because people have it so rough, James, and I was having such a great time.
Crying as you were bawling on the plane.
Yeah.
The person in
Stupid.
the person in the seat right in front of you.
Why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't they? Joe,
Why
no matter
wouldn't
what
they?
happens as we begin to wind down,
Thank
no
you.
matter what humiliation that
Yeah.
you come on the show and you talk about, the one humiliation I will always remember you for is dropping your ice cream cone on the street after just purchasing it.
That was a sad day. I'd had a tough day, and I thought, just get an ice cream cone, and the whole fucking thing just plopped off. And I
Yeah.
look down and I go, well, isn't that something?
But you know
And
what?
I could have went and got another one, but it's not the same. I didn't want another ice cream
But
cone.
at least you didn't eat the street ice cream.
Nope, I left it there. I hope a dog got it.
You know what? See, you start with humiliation,
Yeah.
and then we drop to not a drop off at all, happiness.
And yeah.
Joe,
I'm all right.
I love you, Joe.
I love you too, buddy. I
Thanks
really
for
do.
coming on tonight. We're going to wrap things up. And you know what? Despite all of the hardship, you had yourself a cry, but your beard looks great.
It does.
It
Yeah.
looks great.
Oh, and you should see my hair from the back.
I
So
hope
good.
to see it live and in living color one of these days when,
That's going to be good.
when you are allowed back in our country.
Yeah, and you mine.
I can't wait. You know what?
What?
I'll see you. How about this? I'll make plans for you right now. I'll see you in Burlington, Vermont for the Church Street Marketplace tree lighting.
Deal. I'm
And
there.
then, you know what, Joe? I'll
What?
do you one better. I will even let you buy me dinner at American Flatbread.
What? James.
Let's talk soon, Joe.
Sounds good. Okay.
Have a good night, buddy.
Goodbye.
That's Joe Conto, and that is our show. 2 episodes in the can, and your old pal, Lil Cutie, G-Boy, as I've taken to calling myself the G, is for glamour. Couldn't be happier. I am a peach on a tree in a summer day. Am I used to it? No, I'm not. Will I go back to the way that I used to be? Undoubtedly. But just like Joe went on a little ride, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going on a ride of positivity and pleasure. Thanks so much for watching. I also want to thank Dr. Jack Nasty and Dr. Jennifer Mouthful for being here. Now, the old James wouldn't have decided to send her an email, but the new James will, because the new James is all about growth in a non-sexual way. Until then, we will see you on Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and of course, be well.